Hi guys, welcome to my humble abode, or as I sometimes like to call it, my little escape from reality on wheels. Yes, I live in an RV full time, and don't worry, I will not ask you to join my cult because it is invite only, and I will not ask you to invite the neighborhood tarantulas inside to play. But I am going to take you on a tour of my rolling sanctuary. But first, I really want to share my story of how I came to be where I am today. I have no doubt in my mind that there are those of you contemplating the direction for your next chapter, and you could potentially gain some insight by hearing the path or hearing about the path that I've taken over the last year. I'm not saying that there's any direct relation, and I'm not also talking to just those planning on packing up your life and moving into an RV, but I am saying that as a single human living in an empty nest, there are at the very least some indirect correlations, and it is my hope that my struggles and my lessons will inspire and encourage all of you to make that choice to finally start living like you've never lived before. Plus, honestly, I just can't invite you into my home without us at least getting to know each other a little bit first, right? So this channel is all about living life outside the lines, literally and figuratively. I am on a mission to make my next chapter the very best one yet, and I'm basically dragging all of you along for the ride. But don't worry, I will bring the snacks. If you are into RV life, tiny space designs, or occasionally dabbling in mindset and motivation, then you, my friend, are in the right place. So go ahead and smash that subscribe button below and click the bell so you get notified every time I publish a new video. So who is this gal right here? Who is this gal, and what could she possibly have going on that needs this much of your attention? Well, I'm gonna tell you. I'm Tony. I am an interior designer by trade, an artist by heart, and a single mom who recently sent her one and only off to college. Yep, that's right. I have officially entered the Empty Nest Club. Now, before you start imagining me doing the normal empty nester things like turning my kids' room into a craft palace or moving to a beach hut to serve margaritas, which, by the way, is exactly what I told everyone I knew that that's what I would be doing when my daughter Haley left for college. However, I chose to take a slightly different route, a route that had never in a million years even crossed my mind. But that's literally what made it sound so exciting. So here's how things went down. My sister and her husband had just retired from the military and had decided to sell their house, move into an RV full-time, and travel across the country. Their youngest had graduated high school the year before mine, so they literally had no ties to their current city anymore. One weekend while we were all visiting with our father, she happened to mention in passing, kind of jokingly, that when my daughter Hale goes off to college, I should buy an RV and join them on the road. Funny thing is, I thought about it for a couple of weeks, and it took me a couple of weeks to actually grasp the full idea of what she was asking. But when it finally sunk in and hit home, the plans that I thought I had for my future completely changed. I was 110% in. Yeah, I had no freaking idea how I was going to pay for that lifestyle. And I also knew that I couldn't stay where I was once Hale left for school. I mean, honestly, I had only stayed there for her. I wanted her to have at least a semi-stable childhood. So I put my life on hold while she grew hers. And now, suddenly, I found myself in a weird position. I was super sad because my child grew up so fast, but super happy and so proud because I had raised an amazing young lady who was about to begin her own journey at the same time I was beginning a new journey of my own. And I really wanted her to see that the fears around starting new chapters or trying new things, they're real, but that they should not be allowed to dictate our choices. So I acknowledged my fears, but I did it anyway. I found a part-time remote job, which really didn't end up as promising as I had hoped, but that's another story for another time. I quit the job I'd been grinding away at for nearly 2 decades, which honestly had already been on my mind for the previous year because my enthusiasm for that job was kind of hovering somewhere between absolute zero and definitely not today's Satan. I had about $20,000 in savings at the time, which I really was hoping to hold on to for emergencies or for paying for my sushi fetish. So I honestly thought I was prepared. But, sometimes the tuition for the college of life ends up being way higher than what you planned for. Anyway, I didn't know anyone in a similar situation, so I literally was just winging it. My sister had her husband and her son, plus a military pension that had been earned for absolute sure. But the point is, she had the income to support their new lifestyle. I kind of wish I had had someone I could have leaned on, but the School of Hard Knocks is full of some of the most amazing lessons there is to learn. And I am most definitely still enrolled in that school and still learning every single day. But at the time, I went ahead, I bought a 40-foot fifth wheel and a Ford F450, both of which I got really great deals on, and the monthly payments for both of them combined was still about $500 less than what I had been paying for in rent for my tiny 2-bedroom apartment. So over the summer before college, my daughter and I both packed up the last decade of our lives, and we each moved into our new homes. My heart was so full of sadness and pride and excitement. I was literally crying and smiling at the same time for a month straight. Leaving her at college was really the hardest thing I've ever had to do, even after bawling my eyes out when she got on the bus to go to kindergarten the first day, mostly because I knew she'd be coming back later that day. But in college, it was a different story. And I might even go as far as saying that I even miss her dishes in the sink sometimes, just sometimes. But, we both had different new paths in front of us. And nowadays we have FaceTime. And honestly, not a single day goes by that we don't have some sort of chat, mostly because she calls me every time she's walking to class or to the car or to get gas, literally all the time for everything. I will never complain about it though. This path that I've chosen has been anything but easy so far, but something deep down tells me that it's absolutely the right thing for me to do. For now, for me, and for maybe you too. And that's why I'm sharing this ride with all of you, because whether we're towing trailers or rearranging tiny spaces or just trying not to spill coffee while we're driving, this journey is about embracing the chaos and finding the beauty in the unknown. Now that I've given you the way longer version than the short story I had intended to tell you in the beginning, let's get to the part that you've been waiting for, the tour of my new and current home. Welcome to Casa RV. It's got all the things you need: a bed, a bathroom, a kitchen, and of course, spaces dedicated for my art supplies and my travel companion. The sofa and the chair, both are thrift shop finds. The shelves from IKEA, the rugs, the table and chair, all Facebook Marketplace finds. Yes, it is still a work in progress, and I've had some mishaps along the way, like the shelves over the sofa. Yeah, they fell down during travel. The possible mishaps are the things that I wish someone had shared with me before starting this journey. I didn't need to know every detail, but just the could-haves and would-haves and maybes. But that's why I'm sharing them with all of you as I go through these tough times, the amazing times, and even the extraordinary times. Maybe we can share these experiences together. Yes, each life is unique to each person, but just because we are living them alone does not mean we have to live them lonely. And I'm going to say, as a side note, and because again, I wish someone had been honest with me in the beginning about RV things, I had only heard good things about Jayco. What I didn't know was how hard it is to work with them to get stuff fixed. As a full-time RVer, I really don't have the luxury of dropping my home off at the shop for some indefinite period of time while they attempt to fix the issues that really should have been dealt with before putting the rig on a dealership floor. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love my home, but she has issues that I could have never foreseen without maybe someone telling me or living here full time. I would have loved to have had anyone tell me what to look for when you first move in or what to expect when things could happen. And I honestly believe that Jayco is a good brand, and I'm not trying to start a brand war, but I am just trying to be honest and talk about my own experiences. My plan is to fix the issues I have, and I'm going to share the process as I go, of course. And then I am going to trade her in for a motorhome, which I was originally contemplating anyway in the beginning, but again, no single human or empty nester out there seemed to be sharing what I needed to hear when I needed to hear it, which is basically two things. One, driving around new cities in a dually is super difficult, especially when it comes to parking. And number two, packing up, hooking up, and backing up are not even close to easy, especially for a newbie. So right now I am on the hunt for a shorter Class A, but still with space for my daughter to visit and have her own space, and a floor plan that is similar to what I have now. I will find a used small car to tow and use that for my explorations as opposed to the big ginormous truck I drive now. So there you have it, the ramble, the rant, and the remodel. I'd love to hear in the comments your thoughts on rig types, designs, and if you're considering the full-time RV life. And maybe what scares you the most about it? Is it the thought of going from a walk-in closet to a drawer the size of a toaster? Or maybe it's the idea of constantly emptying a black tank, or what the heck even is a black tank? Trust me, I do get it. I've had those same fears. Well, maybe not the toaster drawer thing, but definitely the black tank. But you know, here's the thing. We really are all in this crazy life together. And there is something so magical about facing those fears head on. One of my favorite cartoonists and authors, Christopher Hart, wrote in his newest book something that has stuck with me. The road won't always be clear, but with some guidance, you may be able to see farther and more clearly than you do today. And my mission is to be that guidance, kind of like your own personal GPS, but way less annoying, hopefully. I really want to help you kick that fear gremlin right in the butt and take the leap, whether it's into RV life or just a new adventure or finally organizing your junk drawer. Because at the end of the day, we only get one life. At least that's what I believe. And I really do hope that you'll join me on this adventure to live life rather than sit on the sofa and watch others live it for you. So until next time, when I have something new to share or vent about, stay fearless, stay curious, and don't forget to hit that bell so you don't miss any of the crazy stuff that I get up to. There's one thing that I've learned over the last year. It's that facing our fears is way less terrifying when we do it together. So until next time, see ya.